Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ty from AGI Pro DJ. We're doing the AGI Pro DJ After Hours Lunchtime Edition. It's lunchtime here on the left coast. And I'm joined today by Mojaxx from DJ City and BeatSource. And I'm also joined by Pulse from Pioneer DJ. Welcome, gentlemen.
Howdy.
And real quick, just wanted to let everybody know that we do have some giveaways provided today by Pioneer DJ and by DJ City and BeatSource. So make sure you tag a friend, make sure you share this, like it, start a watch party, do whatever you need to do to bring in the love, bring in your friends, and join in and for watches. And we will do some giveaways here later on in the stream. But without further ado, Mojaxx coming at you from the home lab in the UK. Quarantined still. No, I can't hear him.
Oh no, we lost him.
Yeah, turn your mic on.
There he is.
That's the key. That's what you need to do. I actually did my DJ City Q&A, my first one. I was talking for about 2 minutes before the commenters alerted me to the fact that my mic was off.
Nice.
We're all learning in these live stream times. Yeah. So yes, no, in the UK, still on lockdown at the moment. So still in my house rather than at the UK lab. But you know, things could be a lot worse. I'm certainly not complaining. We're getting on. We keep it moving.
Right
all
on.
good.
Right on. And Pulse joining us from Vancouver BC. Pioneer DJ represent. Thanks for coming today.
Good day.
Appreciate it for sure. How are you doing up there?
Oh, doing well. It's beautiful. We've had a pretty decent lockdown. I think we're all spoiled by the fact that it's been really nice, and we could have done with more rain to keep everybody at home.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is absolutely pouring here, like literally pouring here. So, but it was beautiful yesterday. So again, it could have been a whole lot worse for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. So we're going to cover today Rekordbox 6. Pulse is going to take us through the new version of Rekordbox, some of its features, supported hardware, and Mojaxx is going to give us the lowdown on BeatSource and BeatSource Link. So, Pulse, do you want to start first and give us the top down on Rekordbox 6?
Well, yeah, as you know, we've Rekordbox has been around for a number of years. It is the core of our ecosystem, and one of the things we've just introduced, of course, Rekordbox 6 is a whole new wave for us in terms of updates, upgrades, and that's by way of doing it as a hardware unlock software as well as a subscription-based software. And I know we got a lot of bad press about the subscription. Nobody likes to go into a plan and to keep paying monthly, but what it allows us to do is to continue to improve the software and release new features without you having to go and upgrade and buy a new version all the time. We're not the first ones, and we definitely won't be the last. And hopefully those who have gotten a little salt in the wound will realize that probably they get what they're already used to using for free with the hardware unlocks. Now, it's something that a lot of people weren't clear on when they started. Basically, anything you had from Rekordbox 5, any hardware controller, any player that had a key that came with a license for Rekordbox 5, you now unlock those same features from Rekordbox 6 for free. So it's not that you're losing out on anything. We're just moving forward to try and give you more features with the hardware you already have. So a little bit of misinformation, miscommunication. I do acknowledge that some people will lose some things because they paid for an add-on. But the way we try to sort of make it apparent is that you weren't paying for that feature, like DVS, for example, for perpetuity and Rekordbox. That was to unlock that feature in Rekordbox 5. So to get that in Rekordbox 6 now, your hardware still supports it, but you now have to subscribe to a plan to get that feature. And of course, with that plan, you're going to get a whole bunch of other stuff that can expand your DJing creativity as well. Right on.
Can you touch on what some of the unlockable features are, what you get besides the core when you do a subscription?
Yeah, well, we've got there's 3 plans. We've got the free plan, which will be with every user now, and that's one of the big things we've done, has access to Rekordbox DJ performance mode. So previously, you only had access to export mode, and if you wanted to actually DJ in the software, you had to buy the upgrade to get DJ performance mode. And now what we do is you can get in there with your mouse and keyboard and tinker and play. It's when you actually connect the hardware, that is a hardware unlocked device. And all, of course, this is all listed on rekordbox.com. You can find all the compatible devices there. But when you connect that, you then get the control of the software. So just the software unlock alone with being able to play is on the free plan. And then once you connect a device, you get unlocks depending on what that hardware unlocks. For example, the RZX, which is the big Mama Jama controller, that thing will unlock video because that was included with it as part of the purchase. Other hardware will unlock things like DVS if it was a DVS compatible unit that had DVS built in. But the DDJ 1000 is an example of something that supports DVS, but will only use performance mode. So if you want to get into that, you go into the core plan. So the core plan is the first tier, and that offers your base level of hardware unlock. So you get things like your MIDI, you get the recording, you get access into the hardware control. Lighting is unlocked at that point as well. Still need a box for that, but when you go from the core plan to the creative plan, that's when you're going to get a whole bunch more things, including the sampler sequencer save, as well as the cloud, which is our big new launch. And this is a cloud database sync.
Right on. Very cool. So these are all bits and pieces that you get to customize to your liking, depending on what functionality you choose to unlock.
Yeah, and for a lot of DJs, you're probably fine with the hardware unlock, or even if you just want to get into DVS, you get the core. Video is in the creative plan, but for guys who are using one computer and their mobile device, or two computers, you can synchronize directly off of one. You can take your database to an external hard drive and move between computers that way. I see the creative cloud feature as being something that, guys who are getting more into multiple computers, they've got one setup at home and they want to be able to go out, or they've got a touring DJ with a manager who wants to be able to update their collection as well. That allows them to have the flexibility of actually merging the databases as they go. You can still synchronize to your phone through direct Wi-Fi with the core plan or the free plan, and that is a very simple thing to do just at your own home. But the cloud does allow you to have the functionality of, hey, everything is actually in the cloud, and I can download it to my phone and listen to it on the go, make the changes, and it automatically synchronizes.
Right. So it's all set, it's all ready to go. And you have that ability of moving your library around with you, depending on where you're at. You might not have your laptop with you, but you can do a lot on your mobile device.
Right. And let's just say you just downloaded some new music. You don't need to worry about synchronizing it to your phone, because it will automatically do that. So if you are, I know nobody's commuting right now, but if you're commuting on the train, you can sit there and listen to your songs. You can give them ratings. You can add hot cues directly on your phone. And then when you get back home, it's already synchronized to your Rekordbox collection. So you don't need to do this two-step back and forth synchronization.
Very cool. That's very cool. Super. And then, so we're just talking about Cloud Sync. I think it's probably appropriate to bring in Mojaxx and talk a little bit about another music platform that is cloud-based as well. Mojaxx, tell us about BeatSource and BeatSource Link.
Okay, well, I mean, I definitely just want to add on the cloud sync stuff in Rekordbox. Yeah, it's quite a lot of money, but it is amazing. Like, it's my favorite feature of that software, just being able to sit there, because obviously I'm stuck at home right now with kids most of the day. If I get 5 minutes, I'm not going to set up my laptop and do cue points and loops, but I will just pull out my phone, download a couple of tracks temporarily, do the cue points, boom, back, off they go. That is... It's really, really cool. So I love, cloud is obviously going to make a massive impact in many ways within DJ software. We're seeing it right now. Like, it feels like we are living in the future with that stuff, and with Beatport Link and BeatSource Link coming in. Like, this is, it feels like the future is just arriving right here. So yeah, I mean, BeatSource, basically it's been a digital download store for a while. You've been able to go there and buy your tracks for DJing. But the big new thing is, of course, BeatSource Link, which is a dedicated streaming service for open format DJs. With Beatport is already there with the same technology, with the patented offline locker and everything else, but BeatSource is curated by our team from DJ City. So it's all curated by DJs who know what's up with the open format DJ world. You know, they know what kind of playlists are going to pop in the club when we have clubs again, you know, what are going to pop on your live stream, we should say probably right now. But, you know,
Club, yeah.
it's it's all about the technology. We kind of knew that was pretty much nailed already, because BeatSource Link has been out for about a year now, nearly, must be.
It's about that, yeah.
It's about that, you know. So, you know, that's been developed and working and moving forward. It's been working really nice inside Rekordbox. And now we've got BeatSource, which is all about, it's the curation done by DJs for DJs. It's not Tidal, it's not Spotify. It is a streaming service for DJs, created by people who know what matters to DJs. And so, yeah, it's a big move. You know, we're excited about it. It's very early days. It only went into beta last Monday or Tuesday, whatever day. I forget what days are now. So yeah, it's just launched, and it's only in Rekordbox at this time. That's the only place. There's more platforms coming, but if you want to try it right now, Rekordbox is where you're going to try it, and it's integrated really nicely. Yeah, super happy with the way it's going, without a doubt.
This is a great time to test some of this stuff out. I mean, we're all sitting at home, and you know, grab a month subscription, sign up, and check out some of these new features. I mean, honestly, just, you know, sit down with your controller, with your laptop and your software, and check this stuff out. I mean, you've got time, right? Take a break from the kids or whatever else it is that you're doing. And
exactly. I mean, nobody wants to be testing and moving into new software middle of
when
peak
you're gigging.
Season. So this is, you know, it's a curse and a blessing at the same time that we have this opportunity now to play around with some new stuff.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, like even if you would, you know, I'm saying to a lot of DJs, look, you may not have more time than usual right now. Some DJs have got a lot of time on their hands. Some DJs have got way less time than they ever have before. I'm including myself in that. But what you do definitely have is like that couple of hours a week when you might have been DJing somewhere. That's your time now. You can do things like operating system updates, like updating, you know, to Catalina or trying that out, you know, back up first. But, you know, now's the time to experiment with that. And if you've been looking at different platforms for a while, you're thinking, is the grass greener over here? Now's the time to try it out. Everyone's got free trials of stuff. Everyone can try new things. So it's like, yeah, this is the time to just give it a go. You know, do what I do my whole life, just basically throw things on with wild abandon. You can do that now, because you're not going to mess up a gig, an important set somewhere. You're not going to ruin somebody's wedding or their birthday. Like, it doesn't matter. Now's the time to experiment. Just always back up everything first, every time. That's for sure. The one thing you got to bear in mind.
Exactly, because there's not that looming event on Friday or Saturday that you could potentially destroy if you tank your laptop. So, and as Mojaxx mentioned, back up before you do any of this, but that's perfect time. Pulse, do you want to do a little screen share and go over some of the features?
No, and I'll use your segue there of backup with talking a little bit more about this cloud feature, because when you put all of your music into Rekordbox for the cloud, you're putting it into Dropbox. So you've got an automatic failsafe here for you. So if your hard drive gets tanked or stolen, or you know, you want to have another copy somewhere, you've already got one happening in Dropbox, and you can always go in and undelete. That's the beauty of their system. So, you know, these are the things that we do as DJs, and this one's kind of built in.
Right. And is the Dropbox backup, is that provided with the cloud, or do you have to have your own Dropbox? Depending on the
capacity that you actually want to put in there. Some DJs will want to go for the full 2 terabyte pro plan that Dropbox has, so you can buy that. That's a separate purchase. But if you're fine using their free amounts and then just referring friends and getting the additional bumps,
get the freebies.
There. Exactly. That's that's how a lot of us get started. But you know, the way I think of it is, if you are the DJ who's not necessarily sure if you want to go with that route, take that as your starting point, because if you go, you know what, just a few songs at the time to the cloud, to Dropbox, you're not going to fill it up. And, you know, as we were talking before the stream started, Mojaxx has trimmed his collection down significantly. And I think there's a lot of us who definitely hoard more music than we need, and you don't have to have it all. So you can probably get away with that.
As streaming comes in, you know, that's the thing. As streaming is coming in, do I need to have all of these records you know, that I know are going to be there on BeatSource. I don't need to have them in my library as long as I've got the, you know, the offline locker for the emergency stuff and whatever. But I think that the days of hoarding so much music on a local level they're coming to an end. I think that's going to definitely happen. It's got to live in the cloud somewhere because everything else does. So it's time.
I've never understood the whole hoarding music thing. I mean, honestly, it just causes anxiety, and it's this looming disaster that you always have to address, right? And you know, Mojaxx, like you mentioned, like, really, do I need 19 copies of Rapper's Delight? There's only one mix you're gonna play anyway.
So I don't understand hoarding music at all. I'm surrounded by 17,045s. I understand hoarding music very well. Thanks. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, well, it's so much easier with digital because it's this bottomless pit, and if your pit gets full, you just buy a bigger bottomless pit.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So let's jump in on Rekordbox here. I'm gonna pop my screen over so I can see what's going on here. But one of the big new things, of course, a lot of people recognize right away is this new 3-band waveform, which gives you a lot more visual information as to what's happening in the song. The blues represent the low frequencies, the yellows are the mids, and the whites are the highs. Before, if you had an RGB, let me actually just pull up. It's probably going to analyze it when I do it, but it did. You can see the blue waveforms they were really hard. Even the RGB, you had some spectral information as to the frequencies, but it would be overriding. So if you had a lot of bass, your waveform would be all red, and you had no sense of how much mid or high there was in that track. But now you can actually click around into your song and see just how much energy there is at a particular point. I can tell back over here that there's this wonderful little midsection here that you wouldn't normally have seen. So the waveform itself is just a lot more dynamic. And what's sort of unknown about this from before is this is actually, it's not an image file as it was before. This is actually rasterized. So it is, vectorized. So it is actually drawn in real time. It's mathematic as opposed to sort of this picture of the overall wave. So the performance moving forward is actually going to be a lot better using this, and it zooms in and out really nicely. Other things in terms of the layout, one that has been highly requested, of course, for those who are playing daytime pool parties, festivals, is a day mode. And here you can see we've taken consideration to what was important about the display. And I always would invert my display before, but it would drive me crazy because my waveforms would also get inverted. And then I was looking at wrong colored hot cues. So that has all been retained, and you still be able to browse through, see the information that you need, and it is all correctly colored. So it's a nice view now to have a daytime mode, or a light skin as we've referred to it. A couple other cool things here. Of course, the Beatport, I keep saying Beatport Link because we're linking in with that, but Ableton Link. This was a highly requested feature, and now finally we have the ability to control other devices directly through performance mode. Now, one of the things that has been sort of left to the side, a lot of guys want to increase their performance, and they will do things like adding in an SP16, the Torres, or the DJS 1000 sampler. Well, now they can actually use this to link in. So the Ableton Link, using through Ableton or a third-party software app, will allow you then to synchronize your sequencer or sampler, and so you can get all these things working together. So this is a really cool new addition, and I'm looking forward to playing around with this one a little bit more myself. Lighting is something that a lot of people are wanting to integrate now because it just makes it easy for a one-man band kind of thing. The DJ shows up and he's got his lighting all synchronized to the music. We've had the lighting features for a while, but a lot of guys are using fixtures that aren't supported, or they're doing something that's just not able to get in there. Well, now we've got these 3 control panels here that will allow you to do like a manual override. So you can set up a bunch of commands to be sent on DMX. You tell it what channel, what value, and you can just trigger them on and off. So you can give it a name, and you know that if you want it to do a confetti cannon, which would not normally be supported, here you can fire that off directly from the software. And there's also interludes. So if you have like a preset that you want to have for a wedding, and you don't want to have a show going, you just want to have a specific setup, you can set those as well. So lighting has been expanded both on the front end and in the back end. And I'm not going to go too much into in-flight because it kind of goes counter to where we're talking about with the other link integration. But in-flight does have a new backend, so you can download directly into Rekordbox, and you don't have to go into the website; it just ties directly through. So a lot of these streaming features are now integrated, and it's really exciting to see how we're progressing with all of these new features. Now, new features I talked about earlier, and there are more coming. As I said, with the subscription model, it does allow us to expand on the features that are already in Rekordbox without you having to pay for any upgrades. And there are some amazing ones coming. I can't tell you what they are, but I've been beta testing things like even the BeatSource Link. Those are the betas that we've had, and these are things that will be available for different tiers. The BeatSource, of course, will be in the free versions and the core plan as well. But into the creative plan, there's some really cool new things in the pipeline that I wish I could tell you about. But if you're looking to check in on some of those things, get into the forums of pioneerdj.com and sign up for the beta list, and you'll get in and try some of these things as they're coming out.
You're a moderator in that section also, correct, Pulse?
I am, yes. I get to deal with the glory and the wrath.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer questions in there. So if there's anything technical, for sure, hit us up.
Perfect. Perfect.
How many years have you been doing tech support now, Pulse?
I actually started in '99 with Pioneer. Yeah.
See, I remember it almost that far
Rocking
back. I remember
the old logo here.
Yeah. Wow.
I've been around for 3 logo changes.
Wow.
One of those hats.
Ty and I were talking before the show about some of the older Pioneer stuff, like the I remember when I first got shown the CDJ 1000 because I was working in a retailer at that time, and you know all these like the DMP 555. Wonder if anyone in the comments remembers that little machine. Like that was ahead
pretty
forward thinking for the time.
It was.
That was ahead of the game, you know. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Do you have one of those there, Paul?
Somewhere I actually I do keep a few pieces around. Hold on.
Some relics.
Yeah.
Do you have an SVM 1000? That's
no, you know what? Jay does, but I'll hook you two up if you're looking for that one because he's got one he's trying to get rid of. But I've got a CDJ 700 here. It still works.
Yep, yeah. We were just talking about that, Mojaxx.
Yeah, I have one of those in the lab. Yeah, except it was a 500 in the UK.
That's right. Yeah, I had a 500 Mark II. Those were my first players, but I have started amassing a little bit of a library of old CDJs here that I want to put together into a little display.
Yeah, it's cool to see
the love for the gear. Yeah.
Yeah. People asking about the Dropbox stuff. I don't know. We're not doing questions yet, but yeah, where are the Dropbox files? I got a question for you, Pulse.
Yeah.
Right now, it seems like when it uploads to the Dropbox, if you just move all your files, the file names kind of change, right?
Yeah.
Is that the intended behavior, or is that something that will be changing?
There are some limitations that were there because they wanted to keep the overall file length. You know, obviously there's limitations depending on the operating system, and Windows, for some reason, they were truncating the file names at 48 characters, including the extension. So we did run into a little issue there where we are fixing that. But one of the complaints that we were getting is that people would organize their music in a certain way. So they've got all their folders and all their songs within those folders in a certain way. But when they put them into the Dropbox, when they said just upload to the cloud, it was flattening it all out. So they couldn't navigate their songs through those folders anymore. And I said, yeah, it's a bit of a catch that way. You can actually go and put them all back, and it will put it back into the original structure. My recommendation is put them into Dropbox first. So go and upload them all to Dropbox in your own music folder. And then if you relocate them all there, Rekordbox will say, oh, those are already in Dropbox. And just they're automatically in the cloud for you. So that's it. It's not something that is well documented, but I'm trying to teach people, and we're trying to, sort of evolve the process as it goes. So I would love to say that it was perfect from the start, but we know it's not, and every DJ has a different way of doing things. So
it's just a new thing. It's new. Yeah. People are trying to understand it. It took me a while to get my head around it, and I got there eventually. But because I did a live demo where I was showing me updating stuff on the iPad, and it was being immediately reflected back into Rekordbox on the computer, and it was like, yeah, this is super. It won't be for everybody, absolutely not. I definitely won't. Like, not everyone needs that. Not everyone has the desire or the need to do stuff on the go or have multiple laptops or whatever else. But for those who do, it's a very kind of powerful. I obviously have a Windows laptop over there. That's my DJ laptop. I have my main iMac that I work on. That's got my master library on it. Well, now that same library's on both of those at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Before, you had no capacity to even mix and match between two different computers. If you did that, you were doing like a backup and then a restore.
Yes, which I was doing like once a month. It was a bit much,
Yeah, or you're even using an external hard drive. So there's a whole bunch of different options, but I think the Dropbox one is it's for a specific user, but that user will grow as they see that this is really powerful.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's important that people don't think that they have to have the cloud. I think that's something really important to get across. Yeah. It's not an essential part of it. If you want it, if you value it, you can buy it, you can pay for it, but not everyone's going to need it. It's not something like you must have the cloud to run Rekordbox 6.
No, exactly.
By any means. Right. I think a lot of people feel like that. They see that headline price and they're like, they're not interested, but actually it's not essential.
I'll just one thing I'll say to the price is I'm a working DJ myself, and I pay for all kinds of stuff for my DJing, and you know what, the cost for the creative plan is not terrible. And I'll actually let you in a little secret before I continue. If you get in at the current prices, they're your price for the duration of the subscription. So you
guys are going to grandfather the price?
Yeah, so it's a promo price until July 3rd, and if you get in at that price, you're locked in. After the price goes up, that's it. But what I wanted to say is, if you have a legitimate income as a DJ, this is a business write-off for you. You can write this against your income on your taxes, and you know what? It's peanuts. If you think about it, it's a couple of songs on Beatport, or it's a couple of cups of coffee, less than the cost of one drink at the club. I mean, it's not bad, and this is a great business tool. So consider that if you're thinking it's expensive. Well, I currently pay for Spotify, and I'm going to get rid of it because Spotify doesn't integrate to anything. So consider BeatSource.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Spotify have made it very clear they have zero interest in being inside DJ software. That's they've just gone out of algorithms DJ. They've made it very clear. So there is definitely going to have to be something else to fill the gap, and obviously we feel like BeatSource is, because of the curation and everything else, that is going to be the option for DJs. But all these other platforms, they're not really that fussed about it. They're not interested particularly. It's not their core market. It's not who they're aiming at all. So that's why we think there's room for that out there. So
and
certainly
I'll
Spotify
give
do
you
not
another
care.
plug, because I was using SoundCloud when we were doing our testing for that, and I found that when I was trying to find a song, I'd search for something. A client came up to ask me for a song, and I'd search for it. I wouldn't necessarily get the version that the artist put out. I'd get something that somebody covered,
some crazy cover.
Yeah, and it doesn't tell you initially. If you go on their website, it's fine, but if you're doing it through the software, it doesn't tell you that until you've loaded it to a deck. So I have a little bit more confidence in something like BeatSource as an official, source of this kind of music, to be able to browse and find the things I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm going to recuse on that one, but I completely agree with you. I'm not, absolutely, I do. It's just one of the, curation is so important. Being able to know that the quality that you're getting is really important. And one thing that people are saying to us is about the BeatSource thing is, the basic plan is, for $9.99 a month, that's only equivalent to like 192 MP3. Well, it's like, that's not the one. We call it the Pro plan because it's for the pros. The regular one is great for trying out new tracks at home and messing around and getting an idea of what is going to work in your sets. And then maybe you can get it in a different way. You can buy that track from BeatSource or whatever. But, if you want the pro sound quality and everything else, you're actually going to rely on this to perform with. You need to go that stage up and get the stuff which is equivalent to 256 AAC, therefore it is 328 MP3. So that's what you're going to need, and the offline storage locker stuff is like, that's almost a bonus on top of that. The fact that is unique, like no other service can provide that within DJ software. It is patented. You can't do it.
Even for DJs who are just spinning stuff at home or they're streaming online, the 192 is what they're broadcasting at anyway. So You know, it's not actually that bad, and I would definitely go pro just for that offline use. That's a fantastic option.
That's it. I mean, there was a time when I was paying for the Tidal one because it was in a different platform, and I ended up getting the pro level. It's not even called pro, is it? It's called like high quality in Tidal or something like that. And I was paying, and that was pretty much like the same price. You know, these services do cost, but that's the nature of life.
It's your business, right? For a lot of people,
we pay for cloud stuff. You know, it's business expense. Same here in the UK. You know, it's a write-off here as well because it is an ongoing business. It's something you pay for. I think you might have a hard time arguing with your accountant that your Spotify account is a business write-off, but BeatSource Link is definitely a business write-off because it is a professional service that you're paying for as part of what you do. So, yeah, it's just an interesting. You've got to shift your perception on this stuff. You know, we don't. As things move to the cloud, there's no one's buying DVDs from Blockbuster or renting from Blockbuster anymore. It's all moving to the cloud. And
digital medium.
We all have a lot of services that we're paying for. You know, I'm paying for Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon Prime as well. But you look at the value that you get from each one, and you've got to add it up for yourself and make your own decisions. What's going to benefit you? You know, for me, it's worth having all of those because I have 2 kids and they need entertaining. But you know, it's just one of those things. You have to look at what's going to work for you. That's really important.
Yeah,
for sure. Mojaxx, is there anything else you wanted to touch on with the BeatSource Link? I know it just went into beta and was just publicly available just, a week ago?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a great response from it. Obviously, as I say, there are more platforms coming. That's probably the number one question is, are there other platforms coming? Because you know, even at these times, not everyone wants to make a switch or has the right hardware because, of course, you know, Rekordbox is basically Pioneer hardware, Pioneer DJ hardware only. There is no other option. So if you've invested a lot in a different manufacturer's hardware, then you might not have a choice to try Rekordbox out. A lot of DJs do use some kind of Pioneer DJ stuff within their setup, like, you know, even if you've got like the XP2, something like that, that's going to unlock it for you and everything else. So there are lots of ways into that ecosystem, but so the biggest question is about other platforms. Right now, people are just experimenting with it. They're trying it out. You know, you get a 30-day free trial, as with everything else in the world. You know, give it a try, see if it's going to work for you, see if it's going to work for the way that you play. Because, you know, you might be the kind of DJ ultimately who prefers Beatport Link, because you play a lot of house and techno or breakbeat or whatever else. That's a more kind of specialist service in a way. You know, we don't call it EDM here in the UK, but if you're an EDM DJ solely, then maybe Beatport might be the better option for you. But if you're an open format DJ, you know, BeatSource, that's what we're aiming at. I've had a lot of fun diving into just like different genres where I don't know much about them. Like my big one is Afrobeats. Like I like a lot of Afrobeats that I hear, but I know nothing about Afrobeats. So the fact I can go onto BeatSource and just try out a playlist in Rekordbox of dope Afrobeat stuff that's popping right now, because I know it is, because I know the guys who curate that playlist and I know they know what's up with that stuff. It's like, yeah, this is cool because now I can see, okay, what's the real hot Afrobeat stuff? Can I fit this into my sets somehow? You know, it's an exciting thing to do, just to have that on the spot, instant access to those top playlists. You can make your own playlists and all that stuff as well. That's really the way that most people are going to use it, is to get their own playlists in there. But to have just immediate access to, these are the hot Afrobeats bangers, the Latin stuff. Again, I don't know a lot about Latin stuff. I wish I did, because I really like that kind of dembo rhythm kind of sound. I love it, but I don't know that much about it. So just to be able to dive in there and get these playlists that are just on point, for me, that's the beauty, that's the joy of the service. It's like I can really experiment, get out of my own lane that maybe I get stuck in sometimes, and try new stuff. And that's what it's all about. I think that's the key to me, anyway.
In addition to the access of fantastic music, you're paying for these professionally curated playlists, these bangers, absolutely, and all these categories. So that's definitely a huge point.
Every open format DJ gets asked to play in a room or on a night where they're not that familiar with the music. Sometimes maybe you mostly play house, but you have to play the R&B room one night or something like that. That happens to every working DJ. This is aimed at people who work as a DJ professionally, you know, or serious hobbyists. That's who it's aimed at. And it, you know, it's never nice having that feeling of, I haven't got this stuff in my library, I don't know enough about this stuff. So to have that kind of helping hand there, just to say, yeah, this is the stuff, this is what you need. you're all good. Just play from this playlist. You'll be fine. And just to get you out of trouble like that, that's going to be incredibly valuable once we start getting back out to gigs again. I think it's going to be worth its weight in gold as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. Totally agreed. Do you guys want to take some questions? There's a few of them.
Yeah, hit us.
Perfect. Angel says, what is Ableton Link functionality unlocked with? So which plan, I think, is what he's asking.
I believe that one was in all the core. If you've got hardware, it's in core and creative as well. So it's on all three. I just don't think you get that as the freebie plans. I'll just refresh my mind on a couple of the small things. Yeah, that's funny. That's not actually on our grid. I believe that was it's in a hardware unlock or the core creative plans.
Okay, cool. Is that a Star Wars arcade cabinet behind you? It is. It's an arcade 1-up, so it's kind of like a reproduction that's got Star Wars and Empire and Return of the Jedi on it.
Nice.
Childhood memories. Old vector games. DJ Mark 1 says, with Rekordbox now integrating day mode, does this mean that standalone players should include this feature moving forward? Would be great for those daytime gigs.
Yeah, it's on the radar. I can't say anything.
Bum, bum, bum.
That would be
DJ
awesome. I'll vote for that. Definitely. I'll vote for that.
For sure.
Definitely.
For sure. I am.
When you
DJ
see those
Maverick.
guys with cardboard on the back behind the screen,
right? I've got one over here. Yeah.
Stop the sun
cover
getting
over
in
the.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, time to move. Let's do that.
If I understand correctly, Rekordbox moves the music library unless you copy it all. That would break Serato for me if I wanted to try Rekordbox. Pulse?
No, just dump it in. You can bring your songs directly from wherever they live. Just it's a little bit like iTunes. It's going to keep your music where it is unless you have an option to tell it to move. And in our case, it would be the cloud feature to move it into Dropbox. So it's just going to keep it where it lives. However you've got it organized, whether it's internal or external, it won't move it. I use both Rekordbox and Serato, so I don't have any issues with where my music is located. Let's look at a comment here. I even backed up my Rekordbox 5 library just in case before going to Rekordbox 6. Used both software at different times and gigs through Serato with an S9 and Rekordbox with a controller. So, as Pulse just said, yeah, there are some
hardware.
Both. Yeah, we've got this particular unit here is this beautiful XZ or XZ for us Queen's English. Is compatible with both Rekordbox and Serato, and we've got a few that are now sort of crossing that line of both software. So some cool options.
Yeah, for sure. SK83 says, if my whole library is in Dropbox already, it won't be renamed or moved by Rekordbox.
Yep, as long as you've got it pointing to the Dropbox folder and the songs are there, it'll say, I've already found it. And if you are moving up from 5 to 6 and they were already in Dropbox, the simple act of telling it to move or copy does absolutely nothing. It will keep it where it is, so nothing changes there.
I wish you told me that before I started the move to 6. That would have saved me a lot of hassle.
I think by the time I got the email, you had already done it.
Yeah, it was too late by then. Never mind. But I'm probably going to redo mine now on that basis. I'm going to wipe it and then put it all into Dropbox and then re-upload it to the cloud because my library is now nice and small. It's like 40 gigabytes or something like that. So I'm definitely going to do that.
So you're going to wipe your Dropbox and then organize everything and then push it back
I'm just
to
going to start
Dropbox?
over because I did back everything up, obviously, with 5. I mean, that's something I would say is really important because the 6, it does make quite a lot of changes to your library. You've got the new waveforms, etc., all going in there. So before you do upgrade to 6, you should back up your library in Rekordbox. It's like file, library, backup library, not your music files, but your actual library file. You should always back that up before any major, even before just a version update. A number update. You should just always back up your library on a regular basis. So I did that. So I know I can go back to like 3 weeks ago and just start afresh and start the whole process over. So I'm going to do that again. Just because I like the idea that I can then relocate my files in Serato as well, because because obviously I use all the platforms here. So
Exactly.
yeah, it makes sense to me to not do that. I mean, I did move my files into Dropbox through the cloud stuff in Rekordbox because I already have quite a big Dropbox. It's my cloud storage of choice anyway, so I had plenty of space in mine. So yeah, it's definitely that's good to know that you can put them in Dropbox first, and then it won't mess with them. That's great to hear.
Yeah, and you could even install 6 and give it a trial because it's on the 30-day free trial. If you want to try it out, there's no harm in that. It will not affect your Rekordbox 5 library.
Oh, perfect. So this again, we were talking about during this lockdown. What a perfect time to check out something new.
Yeah,
and it's you got 30 days to check it out for free. So
there you go.
Question to Pulse: will BeatSource Link ever come into Rekordbox in export mode?
Requested. I know it for linking for playback that way. It's a bit of a technical limitation. We're trying to figure out if it can be done for legalities as well. I know a lot of people complain that as soon as they load a Beatport track or a BeatSource track, it will disable the recording function. Well, that's of course you're not pirating music, but yeah, I know there are people who want to be able to do things like stick their music on a USB drive, and it's like, well, at that point you're basically buying it. So it is on our request list, but we don't have any timeline or information for that right now.
That would be an interesting licensing feature that you would have to enable.
Yeah.
And the same thing from our end as well. That's something we'd love to do, but these are fully legal licensed services. We have to play the games that the industry and the labels want us to work within those parameters. So there's lots of things we'd like to do with it in the future, but yeah, they're just in the pipeline. We're working on it. We're trying to make that kind of thing happen. It would be great, but yeah, it's where it is what it is.
Yeah, like Paul said, you're basically at that point you're buying the music. So
yeah.
Can you record a mix with Beatport Link files?
No, as I just said, it disables the recording as soon as you load that deck. Yeah.
We are giving away a couple creative licenses as well as a BeatSource Link access. Make sure you comment Team AGI Pro DJ pick me or hashtag Team AGI Pro DJ pick me. Pick me. Any other questions, Kevin? Kevin's driving
the man behind the scenes, the wizard behind the curtain.
Yep. And Kevin says we will pick a winner on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope as well.
All those places. Somebody said that we're talking about the DJM Rec app, and they said, "Hey, I'm having troubles recording on Periscope or broadcasting to Periscope." I'm like, "That's still a thing." It's amazing these platforms just almost came out of the woodwork again. Yeah.
I'm using Restream.io to multi-stream, as lots of people are right now, and Periscope is an option in there. So the first couple of streams, I just turned it on just for the hell of it. I think one person watched on there. I was like, "Who are you? Wow. Like, how have you? Why are you here? What are you doing?" But what I do actually think is that in some countries, the way that Twitter works, the amount of data it uses, etc., actually it makes more sense. And because maybe people don't have access to Facebook in the same way. Perhaps in some countries around the world, if you're looking to be global, maybe you should be on Periscope as well if you have the option, because actually there are some people that might be their only way to consume your content. So don't I was like, whoa, hang on, but actually, don't completely dismiss it, because it could be an option for somebody, and it does work. I see Flipside in the comments. Shout out DJ Flipside. It does work. Like Periscope is clean, it's reliable, it works.
Hey, and it's the only way to stream to Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. So
so that's why we're using Periscope, because it pushes everything to Twitter. So
yeah.
Jay asking about my hair.
Yeah, Jay wants to know how your hair game's doing.
Oh, it's awful, man. I'm ready for my COVID cut. I actually got an appointment next week, and my hairdresser's finally opening back up.
If we're going to talk about hair, the famous mohawk is had to go. Yeah. Because I felt it wasn't right to ask my wife to try and deal with that, because obviously my wife is cutting my hair with clippers, and I was like, I can't really ask her to do the mohawk thing, so it just had to go. It was time. So it'll come back once we're out of lockdown.
Wow.
Everyone's in here right now. It's all good.
Are they getting haircuts and we're not?
Yeah. It's all going on.
Else stream to MySpace, Patrick. Come on.
Tom
yes,
is my
bring
friend.
back MySpace. Yes, always. Let's bring back MySpace. I'm down for that.
Right on.
Does it still exist? MySpace? There's
I don't
still.
know.
They brought it back with like something on it, I think, a while back, and then it.
Yeah, they tried
it
to
went
revive
away.
it.
Yeah.
Just right behind GeoCities.
You're dating us all.
Dial-up
Girls.
modems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, we're all in the same boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Kevin, are
DJ
you in a
Flipside.
spot where you can go ahead?
Sorry, just DJ Flipside saying he had 8,000 people watching his show on Sunday. Live
Nice.
streaming is happening. What, on Periscope? Is that
Wow.
what it was? I wonder if that is Periscope. Oh no, it's
Flipside,
okay
was that
because
Periscope?
it was. Yeah, look, he's just saying because the Chicago Bulls, he DJs for the Bulls, they retweeted his Periscope stream.
Yep.
Wow,
Crazy.
Good for you.
That's
Good for you.
crazy. So Periscope, yeah, don't knock it, guys and girls.
Right.
Periscope could be the one. It could be your niche. G Nice has got Instagram locked off.
That's right.
You know, SK83's got Twitch locked off. Maybe Periscope could be your platform. It could be the place
No,
for you.
Flipside's got it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Shut it down. Amazing.
SK asks, so if you need a file for an edit, can you record it to use in a DAW, or do you have to buy the file again to use in a DAW?
Oh, you got to buy the record, SK.
You gotta buy it.
Buy the record. If you want
Ethically,
to do
you
an
have to
edit
buy
of
it,
the
right?
record. Of course you do. If you're going to do that, you might as well rip it off YouTube. But don't do that because Mojaxx will come for you. Buy my t-shirts underneath my Twitch stream. No,
Whoa, shameless plug.
YouTube rips are not the one. Like, yeah, just no. If you want to edit a track, the very least you can do is buy the track. Like,
If you like it that, if you like it that much to put the effort in, yeah, go pay the
yeah,
artist.
you got to buy the track.
Support the artist
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
They gotta eat too.
Kevin,
Right.
are you in a spot to pick some winners? I know we were going to announce a couple of winners during the stream.
Friendster.
Put him on the spot.
Oh,
Friendster.
man.
Friend, I'd forgotten Friendster existed.
That's right.
My word.
A hot week.
Yeah. Bring back Ask Jeeves. Yes, Ask Jeeves. I
Or
forgot about that.
Alta, was it Alta Vista?
Alta Vista.
Vista,
Yes. Yeah.
MapQuest, printing
Yeah.
out your maps.
Yeah. I was talking to an old friend of mine today. We did an online radio show back in 2001 called Fat Plastic, all progressive house stuff. And it was from our house in London because we shared a house. And we were doing it with a 2 meg ADSL line. 2 megabits. Imagine that. That was like the cutting edge at that point. We were the envy of the neighborhood with that 2 meg.
I was going to say, what did
connection.
that 2 meg ADSL line cost you back then?
Oh, it was quite a lot. Yeah, he was a web professional, so it was quite a lot he'd invested in it, and it was pretty heavy. And now I'm talking to people with gigabit connections, like in Paris and stuff like that. I'm like, I want some of that. Yeah, it's mine's pretty good. Like UK is not terrible for that infrastructure, but yeah, I'll have some gigabit all day, please. Let's get that moving. Yeah, without a doubt.
For sure. Kevin is feeding me winners here on our randomizer. So Lehman Lee on Twitch, you're going to win a copy of Rekordbox Creative, provided by
I look
Pioneer
forward to
DJ.
supporting you soon.
I look forward to your calls. Roland Mendoza is our Facebook winner for a Rekordbox 6 creative license. And these are 6-month licenses. So we'll email you the code and then you get to harass Pulse for the next 6 months. Congratulations, Pulse.
Yeah, I win.
You're the winner today, actually. What else do we got? Does the one guy on Periscope, Kevin, does he win anything?
Yeah, shout out to Lemon Lee. He's one of my Twitch fam. I do my Wednesday night Twitch show. He's one of the fam on Twitch. Like Twitch, the thing with Twitch, and obviously this is not the show to talk about the different platforms for streaming, etc. But what I love about Twitch is the community vibe there. I've already got regulars who drop in every single week. It's that kind of feel over there. And yeah, Lemon Lee is one of those people. So shout out to them. That's great that they've won that. That's it. That's epic.
Right
So,
on.
yeah,
Very cool.
awesome.
Anything else, Kevin? Maybe nobody on
Yeah,
Periscope.
that question just
even
came out.
pick a
Just saw it as it disappeared. traffic light feature, I think, yeah, you know what? There's always potential to expand it further. I'm still waiting for dual sort so I can have my BPM and keys sorted at the same time. But you know what? There's so many other features within Rekordbox that I didn't even touch on this chat. That oh my god, we could fill a whole day with getting into my tags and the intelligent playlists and the smart filtering.
The traffic light feature is it's one of my favorite features of Rekordbox. You know, having played standalone on CDJs for quite a long time, you know, having that just that little green indicator to say, yeah, that's going to be in key. You don't, you know, obviously people get a bit funny about mixing in key sometimes. They're like, oh, why would you? You don't have to mix everything in key, but if you know something is in key, you play it in a different way. You'll mix it, you'll blend it in a different way to if it's something that's not in key. And so having that information just at a glance there on the screen, that for me is a really powerful thing that not enough people know about, you know, in the sort. I think I did a video about it quite a few years ago, but it's something I want to like return to because that's a powerful feature. If you like harmonic mixing and doing really smooth long blends like that, it's really epic. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
For sure. I think Kevin is running a randomizer to pick our BeatSource Link winner right now. So, it's just little Post-it notes in a bag. So.
This cat.
Yeah.
While we're killing time, Mojaxx, when are you on again?
Hello. Say again.
I was going to say, while we're killing time, while Kevin's compiling this list here, when's your next live stream, just so everyone can check you out?
I do every Wednesday. It's 10 p.m. UK, 5 p.m. Eastern US, 2 p.m. West US, and it's just basically 90 minutes of me playing like progressive house, melodic techno, and just experimenting with streaming technology because like everyone else, I'm out here learning about this stuff all the time, every single week. Every day I'm learning new stuff about streaming right now because the whole DJ industry is having to learn this stuff. Some people have been doing it a long time and some of us just haven't. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the stream thing. You know, obviously I hope that we get back to playing in public sooner rather than later, but the stream thing, I think that's going to be a long-term play for me. I'm seeing some amazing stuff being done by people out there, like next level things with like visuals and all kinds of really interesting ways to use technology. So I'm excited by it, you know, and like the thing, was it last night with Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, you know, that kind of stuff, getting that kind of engagement with people out there, people actually just watching these live streams and really getting passionate about what they're doing. I think it is a terrible time to be a DJ, but it's also an exciting time also, you know, and that's how it is. You've got to like work with what the universe gives you, and right now the universe is giving us the opportunity to do streaming and try that out. So let's do that, you know. And yeah, it's one of those things. You've got to make the best of a bad lot, but I think there's some exciting stuff happening. Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
And things like this, like, you know, like this is
right, exactly.
You know, this is happening because we're on lockdown. It's you know, I'm sure you were heading this direction anyway, but it's a way of connecting with people. And we all need human contact in these times. You know, it's one of those things. Like I've been talking more on the phone to buddies and stuff than I ever have. I was one of those people I'd like never bother to pick up the phone and speak to my buddy. And it's like now, yeah, let's reach out, let's connect. And so yeah, it's good.
Yep. When the universe hands you a solid gold pile of shit, you make lemonade out of it. Pulse, are you spinning anywhere? Are you doing any streaming?
No, actually, I did a guest spot for a friend, Rank and File Social Club. I'll give him a plug. He's on Twitch. He's got a bar that's currently closed, so they've started doing some guest spot DJs playing for them, and that's about it. I've been spending most of my time just sort of putting out fires since we launched Rekordbox 6 almost a month ago now. And providing assistance for everybody who's just starting to trickle in, because, like as you said, this is the perfect time to be doing that, and a lot of DJs are taking the opportunity. So, you know, trying to make sure that everyone has a smooth transition. So, forums.pioneerdj.com. I'll give our forums a plug there, so you can come and harass Jay and I.
Perfect.
Yeah, and just to point out, that is where you have to go to get the beta version to try out BeatSource.
Yeah.
Just as you've mentioned, the forum, like you can't get it from the main Rekordbox site. You must go to that forum, go say hi to Pulse, and go grab that beta version while you're there, because that's the only place right now to get it. The service is in beta. That version of Rekordbox is in beta. So obviously your feedback is welcomed from us and from Pioneer DJ. Let us know if anything's not quite right, anything that needs improving. Let us know, because that's the point of a beta.
Yep, that's why it's in beta right now, for sure. And a great time to have it in beta, honestly. So, Kevin's got a winner for us for the BeatSource Link 3-month subscription. Thank you guys for providing that. We appreciate it. He's on Twitch, the DJ Tracks. Congratulations.
Twitch fam in the house. There you go.
Yep, for sure. You're the winner of a BeatSource Link 3-month subscription provided to us by DJ City. Thank you for that. Make sure you email promos@agiprodj.com, and Kevin will get you all sorted out with your prize. Anybody else? Any other questions besides Jay?
I see one of our other Pioneer DJ fam in there. Lewis is one of our demo DJs. He's commenting on Buck Rogers. We had him at the NAMM show this year. Phenomenal. He's definitely worth checking out. So if he's doing live streams, go and watch one of those ones.
Yep. Mojaxx, anyone else you want to plug? Anyone else you want to shout out?
DJ City BeatSource. Obviously, there's too many people streaming to give them all love. And what I would say is right now, when you see these DJs, big or small, just jump in their streams. Just jump in and check them out, because the algorithms work. The more engagement there is for these DJs, but on every level, the more engagement they're going to get from that engagement that you've given them. So it doesn't take a second just to jump in there, give a thumbs up, give a like, just get on there. Give them a follow on Twitch. Everyone's trying to build their platform on Twitch. Mixcloud, the same thing right now. Like, just, it doesn't take anything, any effort, any time to just support people in that way. You don't have to donate to everybody and everything else. Just jump in. If you're scrolling through your feed, you see a DJ online that or even if you don't know, just jump in their feed a minute. And that we've all got to work like that right now, because the industry is going to look different after all of this. There's no doubt about that. Things are going to change. Things are going to be different. So let's all stick together as a community, both in the DJ world and the music world on a whole. Let's try and stick together and give everyone support. And if you can support anyone in any way, just do it. Just give them a like, give them a click. Just watch for 30 seconds or a minute. Just help them. It all helps them out. Everybody.
Yep. So, bumps up everybody's algorithm. And as Mojaxx just said, this isn't going to change anytime soon. This is going to be like this for a little while. So the more you can do to support your fellow professionals, do it.
Yeah,
like
we're all a family out here. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Kevin's posting up a link to the forum. Thank you for that. Make sure, like as Mojaxx and Pulse said, jump in the forum. And that's where you grab the beta software. And
Rogers is flexing.
Lewis also said, PSA, be nice when you're on the forum asking for help. It goes a long way. And I cannot parrot that enough. I mean, it's true. Don't go into a forum asking for help being a complete dick. It's not going to get you any help at all. And to be perfectly honest, you wouldn't be a complete dick to these guys to their face anyway. So don't act, don't go stomping into the room when you're on a forum hiding behind a keyboard. It's not necessary. Be cool. Be supportive.
Keyboard warriors.
Exactly. Ask for some help. Be respectful. Be polite. You're going to get a whole lot more with Sugar than you will.
Happy to do it. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. That's why he's here, and has been here since serving you since 1999.
It's a long time to be in customer service, man. That must be a passion for you, Pulse. That must, you must love it.
I love
bet you complain about it all the time, but you love it.
It's really funny. I mean, Jay will tell you, it used to be, hey, did you finish burning your CD? Did you connect your RCA cables? But now it's like, hey, did you delete your Kext files and reassign this thing? Do you have proper permissions? It's computer support as much as anything now, but it's still it's a passion for the hobby, so that's why I'm still around.
Yeah, for sure. I did tech support for Symantec back in the day, and it's a tough job. It's rough. It's just, be nice. Just be nice. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Ramon said, thanks, Mojaxx and Pulse, For sure. Yeah.
Oh, the boss is here too.
Mojaxx
Hi, John.
DJ on Twitch. Just wanna,
Yeah, you guys want to?
Mojaxx DJ.
Yep. Is that where you are on Twitch, Mojaxx DJ?
I can't get my normal name. I can't just get Mojaxx because of the way Twitch names work. But yeah, Mojaxx DJ on Twitch, djcity.com, beatsource.com. That's all you need to know. That's where we're at. Yeah,
perfect.
That's me.
All right.
I won't plug myself because you won't find me.
You won't phone you.
I'm on the forums. That's the only place.
Yeah, he's in the Pioneer DJ forum. That's where you'll find Pulse.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you both so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, Ty.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Stay safe.
All right.